your own words, what is Old Bills?
I should know the answer to this question. I got to answer it for 15 years. But it's hard to describe the enormity of the event. Only by being there do you get any sense of what this actually is like.
2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice. Now this is tricky. Ping pong shake.
It's just awe-inspiring if you stand back a little and don't start at the beginning and you see these crowds. It's just like a wave of people. It's really thrilling. In the beginning, it always felt like there were a lot of people because maybe there were 100 or 200, and that felt amazing. Where did all these people come from? But now it feels like thousands.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Have a great run. Have fun. Enjoy your run.
Well, there hasn't been a start to Old Bills in 25 years that I haven't completely started bawling. It makes me cry every time to see our community coming together exactly as Mr. and Mrs. Old Bill wanted, to go enjoy our outdoors, which we all do, and run together and walk together and wheel together for the good of the whole. And it is so inspiring to see little kids and grown-ups in tutus and the seniors in wheelchairs all taking off together and saying, this is our community. It's ours, and we're really proud of it, and we're here to make it better.
Well, I think what makes Old Bills so special is really the model itself. Mr. and Mrs. Old Bill and the co-challengers come together in a selfless way. They let the community decide where the money goes. It doesn't matter if you're 5 or if you're 50. It doesn't matter if you give $4.35 or thousands, and it doesn't matter if you've lived here 1 year, 20 years, or you've lived here your whole life. It's our community, and anyone can participate, and anyone can have pride in the event.
I think the idea of philanthropy is ingrained in everyone who's lived here any length of time.
Some of the most impactful gifts we got weren't the $25,000 or the $50,000 gifts. They were the $11 gifts that came from families. And you could tell that those families had sat around the table and talked about what mattered to them in this community and where should they give the $11 that they had to give.
My favorite story was a little girl who came in with her piggy bank and said she needed to talk to whomever was in charge. So they brought her up to my office, and she emptied her piggy bank on my desk, and we counted it all out. It was $9.31. And there were 3 nonprofits that she wanted to give to: the Dancers Workshop, because she wanted to be a dancer, and Teton Science School, because she had gone there for camp, and Habitat for Humidity. And I've always thought that was so great because we live in Jackson, we could use a little more humidity.
It's pretty amazing what the run has done in our community and in exposing people who, like myself, weren't raised in a philanthropic family. I think it's just extraordinary to have the opportunity to understand what even small gifts year after year after year can do for nonprofits, especially when they're leveraged by match funds and when they're something that an organization can count on year after year.
I think without Old Bills, we'd be 15 to 20 years behind with what the state is going through, and being behind on the private sector would probably be death to a lot of vital human service agencies.
Old Bill's demonstrates the power of one. If you give a gift, it may not be a large gift, but you combine that with the gifts of thousands of other people, and the impact becomes enormous.
If I had a chance to address Mr. and Mrs. Old Bill and the co-challengers, what I would say is thank you so much. We're so lucky that you live here and care so much about all of us and about our town.
How do you even begin to thank them for this? Thank you seems a little lame given all that they have done, and yet I don't have better words to express the incredible, the deep, profound appreciation of the entire community for them. And to the co-challengers who are willing to make that extraordinary gift every year, where they don't get to designate, they just support the choices of the community, that they believe in the community so much that they are willing to make that gift year after year.
One incredibly generous couple created the seed of this idea. And I'm pretty sure they could not be happier that it has grown so far beyond what they started and will live really forever. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Old Bill.
This year, we are celebrating the 25th anniversary of Old Bill's Fun Run. And to me, we can look at all that's been accomplished because of this amazing event and the nonprofit partners and the donors and the co-challengers. And it has made a difference for our neighbors and our friends and for every one of us. So where do we go from here? You know, we've seen such changes in our community in the last 25 years, and we know the next 25 years will have a lot of changes. We know one thing for certain, is that the ethic of philanthropy, the belief in supporting each other, will only grow stronger. We know that together as a community, we will do another 25 years of making a huge difference for Jackson Hole.